Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel here. Here we got a 2007 Toyota Camry. This is the left CV axle. So this is the first one I've changed out, and we're going to give you a little kind of first-hand view instead of doing it from inside the wheel well and stuff like that, so you can get an idea off the bat. So this is your CV axle right here. This would be that's coming out through your hub assembly, out through your rotor and whatnot. And there is a nut that goes around over here, and it's a pain in the butt, but it can be done. And from the factory, it's a 30 millimeter, and it's a 12 spline socket. You can pick this up, wherever. But the thing is, when I got the replacement one, it was a 32 millimeter hex socket. So it just depends on what it will come with. So just maybe double check that. So in order to get that nut off, how to get that, and then this big bad boy here, it was a 24-inch breaker bar. Obviously if you got air tools, compact wrench or gun, that's a lot easier. But hey, if you don't, had to use this bad boy, and I actually had to jump on it, and it finally came loose. The nut that's actually on here, you can see the little groove right there. The nut is actually indented. They use a little punch and they just jam it down there. So you take it off, you have to get a punch back in there and lift it back over right here, so it will spin properly. So once you got the nut off and going, there's going to be some other components you got to take off. Lower control arm, which are pretty easy, and also your outer tie rod, which is not bad at all. So once you get those all undone, you're gonna come back here, and now this is the side that's in the transmission, okay? You got your splines over here. So what you're gonna end up doing is you're gonna take a crowbar of some sort, and you're gonna wanna get right behind the middle part right here, and that's where you're gonna be able to break it loose. You gotta give it, good amount of strength. I ended up kicking it a little bit. Just be careful, because your transmission is aluminum, and just make sure not to bend anything or anything like that. But give it a good pull, and this thing will just kind of pop out, and then you can take the whole axle out once that is done. So pretty simple, nothing too bad. Just remember all the tools and where they go and the bolts and stuff like that. But that is pretty much it. The right side is a little bit different because the axle is actually longer. There's actually a brace that holds it in the middle there, and you got to get that undone and whatnot as well. So hopefully this gives you a little visual on it instead of just going and tackling it. It gives you a little idea. The nuts that are on the lower control arm, things like 17 millimeter, something like that, 18. And then obviously getting the outer tie rod off isn't bad. Just make sure you have that tool. It does help out a lot to separate the tie rod from the axle there. So other than that, pretty simple, but we're gonna go in depth once the parts get here. Just waiting, bought them from 1aauto.com. Came with the two, excuse me, it actually came with, we're actually gonna be doing the struts, I'm sorry, but we'll be getting this from probably like O'Reilly's or something like that and doing that as well. So it's gonna be a fun little adventure. Hope you stay tuned. Thank you much.